Well, hello, hello, beautiful divine being. Happy day, happy day. I hope you're doing amazing today. I have a question for you. What if the way you think of money isn't your own thoughts? Today is going to be packed. We're actually going to be unpacking where where your money beliefs come from, how to make shifts in motherhood and in business in your journey, and how to step into a new and empowered script that aligns with your worth, your vision, and your legacy. So it's today's session. It's gonna be all about shifting from scarcity to sovereignty, which I'm all passionate about. I actually one of the girls that Sarah and Nicole, they're actually doing a live. They already did their live. I believe that that have to do about what within them made them realize that they desired more, and that is the biggest thing in in this space for me. I believe is I believe I know is that for us to like really fully succeed in life and experience life to its full nature, we need money. We need to have money in our life to be able to circulate it. And so I want to talk about where money beliefs come from. Because money beliefs, also known as money mindsets, are deeply rooted, and they come from a combination of a couple of things that I want to go through. So if this resonates with you, let me know. If this resonates with somebody, or somebody comes to mind, or you're like, oh my gosh, they need to hear this too, tag them, share this with them. If you're watching this live, let me know where you're watching from. And if you're watching the replay, of course, put hashtag replay in the comments. Let me know how you're doing, how you're feeling, and have a notebook ready for this, because these are things that I want you to hear, listen, and then later on, like while you're already doing something else, you're allowing this to marinate within your subconscious mind. So, where do money beliefs come from? One of them comes from our childhood conditioning. This is everybody. What you saw, what you heard, what you experienced growing up. Something like the phrase "money doesn't grow on trees," or witnessing financial stresses causes a poverty mindset. And so also seeing how your caregivers talked about money and how they behaved with it. I we grew up in rice and beans. My father was incarcerated for a good amount of time in his life, and I saw my mom always working. Always money was always tight. There was nothing. There was no field trips going on field trips, doing anything that was extracurricular, um, because we didn't have the funds for it. So money stories like that, and money, whether money is associated with love or with conflict or with freedom or control, that all ties to how you receive money now presently. And it's wild, but it's really how it works. We attract everything that we attract right now is an accumulation of all our past beliefs and thoughts. And so that's why I'm passionate about doing this, because talking about these things, because it's in the awareness where we're able to grow and expand. So aside from childhood conditionings, cultural and societal influences. So if you've ever heard messages in culture or in religion or in our community where they say rich people are greedy, or women shouldn't talk about money. I know there was a huge paradigm, cultural paradigm, happened when the movie Titanic came out, because Titanic really depicted that people who are rich are all really quiet, they're a little uptight in their own little space and stuff, fancy, right? And versus the people that are in the lower class, they were in the bottom level of the boat in the movie, and they were drinking and dancing and having fun and being happy. Like, these are seeing these things through the media, through the things that we watch on TV. growing up, we take it in and we register these things as normal because we're watching it in something that is being on TV, so therefore it's something general, so our minds automatically accept it as something true without questioning it. So aside from messages, gender roles around who earns money, who's the breadwinner, who spends it, who manages it, how they manage it, collective beliefs around wealth, poverty and success. So how you think about wealth and poverty, it affects how you succeed and how you receive, most importantly. Also, if you've experienced past traumas or pivotal moments in your life that involved money, like a job loss, maybe you got laid off, or bankruptcy, or a sudden windfall, or if there was a personal wins or failures that involved money that enforced the belief that I'm not good with money, or I'll always find a way. And then, of course, we don't get educated in public education. We're not educated on how to make money. We're educated on learning about money, but not how to make money, how to earn money, how to do our taxes, there's just so much what we were taught or not taught about budgeting and investing and credits, all of that stuff. It creates like this blind spot that we feel like we don't have enough clarity and confidence around the subject, that we don't feel confident about having conversations about money. So another thing is having somebody around in your upbringing that was either a mentor, or you read some type of book, or trial and error type of situation that ended up influencing or not influencing the way you perceive money. So these beliefs are often operate in our subconscious mind, shaping our financial decisions. They influence how much risk we can tolerate. It affects our business confidence and even our sense of deservingness. Like, that is the biggest thing, your money story. If you don't feel aligned, like that you're worthy and you're deserving of receiving money, and you're not in a state of appreciation towards money, you're closing yourself right up. So rewriting your money story means becoming conscious of these roots, deciding which beliefs to keep, and just consciously choosing more empowering ones that align with your value and your vision. So now I want to talk about how our money beliefs show up in motherhood and in business, and how to suddenly make powerful moves that often indicating how you value yourself, how you spend, and what you believe you deserve. So here's how. We're going to start with business first. So in business, if you catch yourself either undercharging or overgiving, you may feel guilty about giving too much, or you give excessive value for free because of a subconscious belief that making money should be hard, or I'm not worth that much. Also, fear of visibility in sales. Selling might feel icky to some people. It feels manipulative. Like if you were caught talking about money, it gives off this perception of being greedy or being shameful. There's also avoidance in financial planning, simply because of the fact that we weren't really educated on the term of how to financially plan your life. You might resist to budgeting or looking at your numbers or setting revenue goals just due to the anxiety or the fear of lack. And so the last one in business is burnt out from the hustle culture. If you believe that you must earn to earn your worth, you may overwork yourself and say yes to everything, or tie your value to productivity or income. And in motherhood, guilt around earning and spending. So this is where it's like, I feel this so much in so many ways, and I felt it throughout my life. But feeling guilty around earning money, feeling bad about working while raising your kids, or spending money on yourself, like coaching. You invest in yourself. I spend a good amount of money on investing in my personal development, as well as in my wellness and my rest. And so definitely the mom shame, and then perceiving that, the other women in your life are probably not seeking coaching, or probably not, prioritizing their wellness, or prioritizing rest, that seeing you do it, it's like, what? How dare you go into something that that they weren't given the privilege, like the luxury or privilege or belief that they deserved it or were worthy of it at their time. So how dare you go and invest in your health, and invest in your personal development, and invest in your rest, in your well-being. So that mom guilt, not only within yourself but within your family, plays a huge role on how you're open and to receive. And then projecting scarcity, so passing on the limiting money beliefs, like we can't afford that, or money's tight, even when unnecessary. Just perpetuating the scarce mindset onto your children. I've made it so intentional to not ever speak badly. Like my whole money story for the past 8 years, since I started my awakening per se, since 2018, I shifted the way I talk about money, because I realized that I did not want to pass down my scarce the scarce well, I can't even talk, scarce mindset that I had, that I became aware that I had when I was becoming aware of just how my thought process, why I would feel the way I feel, my attitudes and behaviors towards life, and as a result, the results and the actions that I take in my life. So just that projecting scarcity, and saying like, we can't afford that. Even if you can't afford, you don't have money, being able to, some people won't even walk into some stores because they know that they don't have the money to, so they won't even give themselves, they give off this vibe that I can't afford anything that's in the store, so why am I going to go in? Versus there's some people that you go in, and you can say, not that I can't afford it, I don't want to buy it right now. I don't want to buy it right now. Or if I want something, I want it, but I won't buy it at the moment right now. Just being in that space of being open in receiving. But I'm going to share with you right now how to rewrite that. I'm going to actually share with you a script that you can use to rewrite your money story. But lastly, identity conflict. So just struggling to reconcile with being a nurturing mother and financially ambitious woman, especially if you've internalized beliefs that a woman should just be at home, or not out earn their partner. Those are two huge things that come up, and I think in any type of relationship, or in any type of just space of awareness within yourself, to be like, I can be a nurturing mother, I can be a mother, and I can be ambitious and want things, and not feel like I'm taking from my kids because I'm giving to myself, or because I grew up during a time where other women were at home being the nurturers and the caregivers at home, so I should just do the exact same without being ambitious. Like it's wild. The last one is avoiding conversations about wealth. So simply just not teaching your kids about money due to your own discomfort creates the same cycle of financial avoidance and fear, which as a parent, I am not going to sit here and allow my money stories, my struggles, my pains to pass down to my children. If anything, that is what really opened the door to me realizing that I wanted more out of life, because I was not raised with parents who wanted to emotionally be there, not because necessarily they didn't want to be, but because life got a hold of them. They needed to provide, like somebody had to be able to pay the bills, And so just emotionally, intentionally wanting to be present and emotionally there for your children is something that I realized I wanted to provide for my kids, because we only have a certain amount of time with them. If you, when I used to have them in public school, I used to, it put a lot of perspective into me wanting to homeschool them, because it's like, you only have your kids for if anything for 18 years, and it's not even full 18 years of their lives. From the moment they're born, probably up until the age here in the valley, you can put your kids up in school into a head start at the age of 3. If you really need to put your kids in school, you can put them in at 6 months into a daycare. But just to think, like, you go, you send your kid, and you only see them in the morning for a couple of hours, in the afternoon for a couple of hours, during the weekends for a couple of hours. You only get weekends with them. You get winter, winter vacation, Christmas vacation. You get spring break. You get summer break. You have these holidays in between the time that they're in school, but you only have those summers with them, those vacations with them. Those, like, you really don't have the 18-year cycle that we think that we have. And it blinks, guys. My youngest just finished kindergarten, and my oldest, she's about to be a teenager. It's wild. It is wild. But I am so happy that I even became a mother, and that I've had so much growth and awareness in with it myself, because I knew that I did not want my kids to experience emotions and mindsets and just the ways of thinking that limited my way of growing up. Like, I don't want my kids to be struggling with thinking that they're not good enough, or that they're not worthy, or not deserving enough, or they feel defined based off of their past experiences, or they feel that they need to be satisfying everybody that loves them, that they need to, like, fulfill their desires and their standards so that you can feel worthy to them. Like, my kids are so, well, I could say Suzette's solid. Suzette's solid about not allowing people to get into her comfort, her bubble of safety and security. And so it's so interesting that to see that the efforts are barely coming into fruition. It's like, I realized that I wanted to be a better mother when I saw Suzette. She was about 4 years old, 4 years old, and I was like, this little girl is so angry and so sad all the time. She's always mad. And why? Because I was the exact same thing. So it's taken almost 10 years to be able to, like, see a shift with that. I can see that she holds on to her identity of who she is, I guess. Anyways, I'm kind of going in a tangent here. But when you write your money story, you stop choosing your old wounds and start leading from an embodied wisdom. You start modeling healthy wealth for your children and start building a business that honors your worth, your value, and just your feminine essence. So I want to share with you guys a empowered money script that I love. Write it down, read it maybe twice a day. Anytime you have it, like, have it somewhere where you can wake up and you can walk past it and you can, like, read it real quick before you walk past the room or something. But okay, this is a money script, and I want you to really, just saying this will help you. It's called auto-suggestion. And, like, you do this, you will start, even if you don't believe it at first, telling yourself something over and over again, even if it's a lie. After saying it over and over again, multiple times, it becomes truth. And so, this is your truth. I am worthy of wealth simply because I exist. Money flows to me easily, abundantly, and in alignment with my values. I trust myself to earn and receive and manage money wisely. My success uplifts my family and expands my legacy. There is no conflict between being a loving, present mother and a powerful, prosperous woman. I charge for the transformation I offer, not just my time. I honor money as a tool for impact, joy, and freedom. The more I rise, the more I give, create, and heal. I choose expansion over fear. I choose abundance over scarcity. This is my new truth, and I live it fully. I love that one. And so if this conversation sparks something within you, you know that this is just the beginning. You don't have to rewrite your money story alone. If you feel ready to go deeper, to heal your roots, to embody your new narrative and rise into aligned abundance, I invite you to join me and our powerful community of women doing this inner work together. Inside my world, you'll find mentorship tools, powerful sisterhood, and support to help you expand emotionally, spiritually, and financially in a way that honors your full divine essence. So come join our journey with us. DM me money story, or send me a DM. DM me to money story, or put money story in the comments to explore how you can step into this next level of your life with guidance and grace. Let's rise together. Let's begin together. With lots of love and gratitude. Take care, guys. Susan.